Hello and welcome to our channel. How World War I and World War II shaped today's conflicts. Welcome, history enthusiasts, to a journey through time where we will explore the enduring footprints of the world wars on today's geopolitical landscape. As we unravel this intricate tapestry, prepare to discover how seemingly distant events continue to cast shadows over our contemporary world. From the trenches of World War I to the ruins of World War II, the echoes of these global conflicts continue to shape the battles we face today. But how did the events of the 20th century lead to the tensions and conflicts of the modern world? Let's uncover the story. World War I ended in 1918, but its consequences were just beginning. The Treaty of Versailles placed crushing reparations on Germany, crippling its economy and leaving its people desperate for change. This desperation gave rise to Adolf Hitler and the Nazi regime, a direct trigger for World War II. Meanwhile, in the Middle East, European powers carved up the Ottoman Empire without considering the region's ethnic and religious diversity. Borders were drawn arbitrarily, creating tensions that persist to this day. The collapse of empires also fueled nationalism across the globe. Countries like India, Egypt, and Vietnam began fighting for independence, setting the stage for future conflicts. World War I was more than just a battlefield uproar. It was a catastrophe that reshaped societies. The conflict bred economic hardship and stoked nationalistic fervor. The Treaty of Versailles, with its punitive clauses, sought to establish peace. However, its harsh terms planted seeds of resentment, particularly in Germany, setting the stage for another, even more devastating war. The interwar period was fertile ground for radical ideologies. Economic despair and political instability were perfect breeding grounds for extremist movements. The rise of fascism and Nazism took root amidst a climate of desperation and disillusionment, illustrating how unresolved grievances and economic turmoil can fan the flames of radical change and conflict. World War II erupted in 1939, engulfing the world in a colossal struggle. The devastation was unprecedented, decimating cities and altering political landscapes. In its wake came a flurry of territorial changes, demands for national self-determination, and the onset of geopolitical dynamics that still reverberate today. In response to the horrors of the world wars, initiatives like the United Nations were born, aiming to prevent such catastrophes from recurring. The UN was conceived as a beacon of hope for dialogues and dispute mediation. Its formation signified a shift towards collective security and diplomacy. Yet peace remained elusive. The ideological battlefields transformed into a tense Cold War, where the scars of the world wars lingered. East and West became locked in a standoff, their diametrically opposed ideologies sowing new seeds of mistrust and competition across the globe. This era was marked by proxy wars. Local conflicts flared into global confrontations, fueled by superpower rivalries. Korea, Vietnam, and Afghanistan became arenas where the echoes of past conflicts mingled with Cold War tensions, demonstrating the complex interplay between ideology and imperial legacy. The specter of nuclear annihilation hung over the world, the ultimate lesson from the destruction of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The arms race symbolized a precarious balance between deterrence and destruction, creating uneasy peace that depended on mutual assured destruction. Following World War II, the winds of change swept through war-torn empires, ushering in an era of decolonization. Borders were redrawn, often with little regard for cultural contexts. The aftermath left a mosaic of new states grappling with identity, independence, and inherited colonial legacies. In this new order, ethnic divisions and nationalistic quests emerged. Nation-building became a priority, though marred by the shadows of colonialism. In many cases, these inherited colonial boundaries exacerbated tensions, igniting conflicts fueled by long-standing ethnic and cultural grievances. The Middle East, a theater of incessant conflict, bears particular scrutiny. The artificial borders and mandates created post-World War II imposed foreign interests over regional identities, setting the stage for disputes that persist today. The struggles for power, resources, and recognition have deep historical roots intertwined with these earlier decisions. Africa's story post-World War II is one of aspiration and struggle. The dismantling of colonial dominance kindled both hope and hardship. New nations had to navigate the turbulent waters of sovereignty while wrestling with the legacies of imposed divisions and resource exploitation. In Eastern Europe, the fall of the Iron Curtain reopened old wounds. The tumultuous history crafted by world wars left behind unresolved disputes. The recent conflicts in Ukraine and other former Soviet states remind us of how history rarely stays buried, where new alliances and old enmities collide. Alliances forged during the world wars continue to shape geopolitical strategies. The NATO of today harks back to the Allied efforts during World War II, yet its role has evolved in response to new threats. Understanding these evolutions is key to interpreting modern diplomatic maneuverings. The absence of colonial powers created power vacuums, which were promptly filled by emerging superpowers. These zones of influence often sowed discord, as local dynamics clashed with global ambitions, leading to tensions that echoed the great power rivalries of yesteryear. The legacy of territorial disputes looms large. Boundaries carved in conferences rooms, rather than in cultural consciousness, often mean that modern disputes have historical origins. From Asia to Europe, these claims are fueled by the perceived inequities of past settlements. A clear pattern emerges. Historical conflict cycles find ways to persist. Whether through revived nationalisms or contested histories, the echoes of world wars resonating through contemporary skirmishes highlight humanity's cyclical challenges in breaking free from past confrontations. From the cataclysms of the world wars, lessons abound, both cautionary and hopeful. Analyzing these lessons requires reflection on how economic hardship, political exclusion, and unresolved grievances provided fertile breeding grounds for war. Understanding these pathways is critical to avoiding similar pitfalls today. Today, the quest for peace employs tools forged from historical lessons. Diplomacy, reconciliation efforts, and economic collaboration are paramount. Through dialogue and cooperation, echoes of past wars can provide guides for peace building, rather than warning signs of impending conflicts. Reflecting on history offers an invitation to contemplate the past's shadows on our present. For history enthusiasts, engaging with these narratives is an exploration of connections that are not merely academic but alive and impactful. The call for historical understanding is a call to action. The past informs the present and can guide the future. It is a foundation for informed decision-making, encouraging dialogue grounded in a comprehensive knowledge of heritage and human experience. To truly comprehend the Middle East's current strife, one must look back to the Sykes-Picot Agreement and its aftermath. These post-World War I decisions created states where natural affiliations were ignored, sowing discord that has mutated into today's conflicts over territory, sovereignty, and identity. Africa's trajectory offers a dramatic illustration of historical legacies. Decolonization brought independence, but also inherited the divisions of colonial rule, often pitting ethnic groups against each other and against the arbitrarily drawn lines that separated them. Eastern Europe's recent conflicts echo centuries of interplay between empires. The Ukraine crisis, among others, offers a poignant reminder of the persistent impact of the borders and cultural affiliations established and disrupted by world wars. Global conflict assessment reveals a pattern. The seeds sown by world wars continue to bear fruit, shaping contemporary military strategies, alliances, and even cultural consciousness in ways that often perpetuate cycle confrontation. As we draw our examination to a close, it becomes clear that understanding the ongoing impact of world wars is not just a historical exercise, but a necessity. Acknowledging these influences can forge pathways toward peace. We urge you to delve deeper into this compelling history, to engage with the stories and analyses that offer insight and understanding. Every small effort in learning can contribute to a larger tapestry of peace advocacy. While the past shows us the destructive potential of conflict, it also offers hope. If history teaches one thing, it's that cycles can be broken. Let us apply these lessons as we strive for a future where war's shadow can truly be a memory rather than a threat. In the end, recognizing the legacies of the world wars is central to crafting a world of understanding and reconciliation. Thank you for joining us on this exploration, a journey crucial for any history enthusiast dedicated to unraveling the complex threads that weave the story of humanity. If you enjoy the content and want to see more videos like this, there are a few ways you can help out that don't cost much at all but can make a big difference. You can use the Super Thanks button, which is available right here on YouTube. This allows you to make a one-time donation to show your appreciation for the video. It's simple, quick, and helps the channel grow. Another fantastic way to support the channel is through platforms like Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee. By joining my Patreon or supporting me on Buy Me a Coffee, you're helping me to continue creating high-quality videos, invest in better equipment, and dedicate more time to producing content. Whether it's a small tip or a monthly pledge, your support helps keep this channel running, and I couldn't do it without you. Please share, like, and subscribe for more stories. Take care and bye for now.